A minute. There we go. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hopefully I didn't mess nobody up with all that emotion, because this camera be catching everything. What's good, YouTube? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How's everyone doing? How is everyone today? All right. So I didn't want to come on here. I have a really bad headache, like right behind my eye. I don't know where the hell it came from, but it's aggravating me really, really bad. So I'm not gonna be too long on this video. Not at all, 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 not at all. Prolific Kouture, go get your merch. If you don't know who STEEZO is, STEEZO and TM behind it, because it is trademarked. Also, tape, AM ME Apparel, the Stud Model Project. Shout out to y'all because y'all have a app. I believe that's out now, and y'all need to go check that app out as well. Who am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Oh yeah, J.E. Wolf. Got all her books signed, and I'm not gonna take it off the wall, but I got STEEZO's album cover signed by her, but it's hanging up in my wall as my inspiration. So I'm not taking that down for y'all to show y'all. Y'all gotta go do your own support. You gotta support your own people. You feel me? I just want to come on here and touch on that because I was tuned into the live that says I am not a stud, and I'm not a stud. I don't consider myself a stud. I was also told that I can't be a stud due to, due to my race, that it's not for me. But I don't consider myself a stud. I rarely consider myself a mass-presenting woman. I do wear these clothes majority of the time. But, and shout out to Street Poet, she was big on this because she had a turn a little while ago about who she liked tuning into herself. And I had that a few years ago, really, within about the last 2 years or less. And I feel what she's saying. And it, dressing like this hit a lot of my insecurities. To touch on that briefly, a lot of the women that I dealt with, a lot of the women that I was in a relationship with or a situationship, but just dealt with them in a romantic sense, getting to know them, dating them, all that, a lot of them threw me into that box of being a stud, but they also threw me into being extremely masculine, and that's not who I am. I don't present myself as that. Baby, the best you get is these clothes. I have small feet, so I can wear big kid sizes. That ain't my fault. Don't get mad at me for being able to wear half the price of that. I'm short. Got small feet, okay? But and I also do wear men's cologne. But outside of that, and boxers, outside of that, that's just what I'm comfortable in. That doesn't take away from me being a woman, and I just get tired of that, like that whole boxed in perception of that. Like I'm a lot like Street now. I'm 32, and I'm really coming into my own. And thankfully, I did have a woman that was in my life at one point that allowed me to be myself, allowed me to be open, allowed me to kind of explore more of what I like and what I don't like, and that's in every aspect of femininity, even down to the energy. And it just made me realize that a lot of women that I dealt with didn't like that I was in tune with my femininity, and that's okay. They just weren't meant for me. I never presented myself as a man, never wanted to be a man. Shout out to all my trans men and my trans women. I love y'all. But I never wanted to, you know, that's not what I was after. I just am so used to dressing like this. And I'm with Street on this when she said that at one point, you know, the baggy clothes just, they were comfortable and they hid a lot of her insecurities. And she was talking about that on the Instagram Live, this stud model project. I think this headache is getting in my way. That they had that live, that I'm not a stud. And she said something that really hit home for me, talking about insecurities. I gained a lot of weight at one point. I think I got up to past 240. I don't know if it was 245. I don't know if it was 248. I'm not quite sure which number it was, but it was past 240. And it's hard to believe for me to even say that on this camera, but I did get that big. And for people that don't know me, my stomach used to be like, my stomach was huge, like, and I hid behind a lot of the insecurities with the clothes. The clothes hid them. I didn't even do like full body photos. I wasn't even comfortable sitting in front of the camera, even like this, because I felt too big. And that's part of our community. I hid behind that for the longest time. So when I decided to start really exploring my femininity about 2 years ago, more or less, and started dressing the way I wanted to, or doing certain things, changing certain styles of clothes, and wearing women's clothes, and posting things of the feminine aspect, everybody that knew of me for so long was like, what's going on? I've always been that way. I've always been that way. And if I can find and figure out how to edit, I may not be able to put them in this video, but I have pictures of me comparing. Now, I was really young, but of me comparing, you know, being feminine to being, you know, masculine, and having those two pictures side by side. And I really don't understand our community half the time. I moved from Atlanta to Tennessee to start over, and I just wanted a clean slate. I wanted to prove to myself that I first of all, I knew I was supposed to come out here. I finally figured that part out. And then I didn't want to be stuck in the same retrospect of what I was doing before. And the only way I could spread my wings to fly and really show myself that I got this was to come out here and be on my own. And I'm thankful I did. I'm very thankful I did. I don't regret it. I don't regret coming out here. Like, I faced a lot of adversity before I got here. And a lot of people like that I've dealt with that were, you know, because I've had older coworkers that just basically, and a lot of them, you know, were straight telling me that, you know, just push what I had under the rug. Don't worry about it. No. For those that haven't watched the video, a grown man tried to fight me at our workplace over a woman that I was just cool with. It wasn't even like that. And I honestly thought we were friends, but you know, that whole situation, and he brought up my sexuality, and I went in on him. That's just something that I didn't physically put my hands on him, but that's just something that I don't stand for that. You're not gonna sit here and say, oh, you just want to be a man, that's the problem. Sir, let's not do this, because that's not, you know what I'm saying? And what happened to me, the same day I get home and I lost my grandfather. Not even 4 months before that, I lost my grandmother. They were married. And that really, I took a hit. And it messed me up. It was this time last year. It messed me up big time. And I went back to work after having my bereavement time. And I decided to put in a statement of what happened. Y'all, I don't think that ever got turned in. And the reason I say that is because they put me in a room to where they could watch me, to keep me. Now, mind y'all, I'm not the one that started this. I'm not the one that was trying to fight. Nothing. I was trying to leave. I was trying to go home. I got bombarded from coming out the bathroom. The women's bathroom at that. But when that happened, I realized what I was up against. Because for the longest time, I'm very intuitive. I don't tell people that, because I feel like they try to use that against me. But I'm extremely intuitive to where I knew that was going to happen to me. I knew something of that magnitude was going to happen to me, because people don't like when you question things, when you start coming out and saying certain stuff, or you start talking back, or you have better ideas than them, or your light is even brighter than theirs. They don't like that. And for whatever reason, he felt like that was necessary. Now, what I don't approve of that, and I don't approve of how they did me. The biggest thing for me was with the female. I don't appreciate you lying and telling the folks that I was trying to talk to you, and I was, you know what I'm saying, trying to come on to you and do all these things, when not even a month before that, during a lunch break, we sat in your car and ate Popeyes and talked. So how were you uncomfortable? You weren't, but I'm used to that type of narrative. And it aggravates me so bad when a straight person tells me, oh, just, you know what I'm saying, it's cool. You don't have to deal with that. I have to deal with that. And I didn't even want that woman like that. We were just cool. I honestly thought we were friends, but apparently not. Stuff like that, when it comes to our community, I'm big on that. Don't sit there and tell somebody they need to hush, to let it go, to push it to the side. No, you don't do that. But because that happened, I decided to sit. When I finally sat down, gave it a few weeks, because I was heated. I was heated, because they was clocking me and everything. Time, everything. Every time I went to the bathroom, every time I was doing something, they was clocking me. It was clocking me nonstop. Sat there and applied for another job while I was there. I redid my resume and got another job, and I came out here. I moved. Because what you not gonna do, you're not gonna put me down. You're not gonna stop what I have going on, because you can't. You can't. That was a job. That was a job. You can go out here and get any job. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, half of these people, and I'm trying to properly word this, half of these people that are in these federal jobs are incompetent, extremely incompetent. And a lot of them, if they're working with veterans or around that area, they never served. And it's real cliquish. Like, it's real like, oh, high school type, he, snicker, like that type of stuff. Oh, you're funny. Oh, I don't like you because you are pretty. I don't like, it's stupid. But I dealt with that at this VA that I was up at. And I'm not going to be quiet about that just because that happened to me. When things happen in your life, sometimes you have to take a step back and reflect and collect yourself in that moment. You don't always have to respond. Now, I responded in that hallway because you got me messed up, because he kept walking up on me and all that. And I'm not here to keep rehashing the past, but I want people to understand that it happens from our community. It happens out there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's hatred. I don't know if that's not understanding. I don't know if that's being ignorant. I don't know if it's, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. But it happens. I don't know what that is. It's extremely cold outside. Out here, it's supposed to get down to -4 at night, so I have this on right now. And this headache, I didn't want to come on here, but I had to look presentable because y'all just, you can't, but the point of that story was you can't let that stop you. Stuff happens. I stand up all the time for trans men, trans women, because that's part of my community. My best friend is a trans man. And let me tell y'all something, and I'm gonna have some clothing stuff that comes out with it. Pronouns are not hard. Pronouns are very easy. Pronouns are very easy. We learn pronouns when we're in grade school. It is not that hard to call somebody what they asked to be called. Okay? It's not. So we need to stop this because we going into 2024. We are already in this year, and with this being a year of truth, a lot of y'all got to stop that. A lot of y'all got to stop that. Gay people ain't going away. Lesbian people ain't going away. Bisexual people ain't going away. We not going away. Majority of the time, half of y'all look good because of a gay person behind you, styling you, hair, nails, whatever. Marketing, photography, videos, music. We are all in the industry, and what's so sad about being part of the LGBTQ plus community is we have to literally form our own lane because we're not allowed to shine like straight people. We're not allowed to be known like straight people. So we have to come out here and make more of us known. That's why half of us are really good at marketing ourselves and putting ourselves out here and telling our stories because it's us. It's us. Start accepting people for who they are, not for who you want them to be. Not for who you want them to be. Okay? It's not that hard out here. We got bigger problems going on. We got bigger problems going on. Bigger problems going on. Y'all go check out the clothing, go check out everything else. I'm about to get off here because it's and take something for this headache. Y'all have a blessed one. Shout out to everybody just doing them. This is the year of the truth, honey. This is the year of the truth. It is. I can't wait to be big on here. I can't wait for y'all to come back on here. I can't wait to rewatch these videos after everything done blew up and after I become famous. I've been saying it. First name famous, last name famous. Put them two together. I got a very basic middle name. Very basic middle name. It's spelled a little different though, but I'm gonna make it. And what I want to say when I do make it, if my folks in my community that I have been supporting for so long and that I'm behind and that I will always be behind, they gonna make it too. It's not just me. It's not just me. It's a community that we're in. And for our community, we have to get out of trying to drag each other down. It's not necessary and it's not worth it. We have wealth out here. We are extremely smart. And the best thing that we have, you can't tell us what to do. You can't tell us who to be. We live in our truth. We love us. And that's all I want to say. And I want to get up. That's the first time I felt comfortable doing it. So, y'all have a good night.